Hi, my name is Shelby McAtee, and I will be on the disadvantage of WineSec. The affirmative that I had been watching was saying that we should be closing WineSec for the main reason that the graduates of WineSec are killing people. So what they had said was, I said point A, is getting rid of WineSec will help put a stop to the graduates of the school who are committing terrible crimes after what they used to learn from the school itself. What we say is taking away the school is not going to make bad people stop doing bad things. Taking a school that is, helping teach our military to do things that we need them to, and they're using it on the enemy isn't necessarily such a bad thing. If you take WineSec away, we're not able to teach the people that we need to be taught. So if there is no WineSec, how is the military supposed to kind of teach people on what they need to be taught? So if we close the School of Americas, it'll be doing more harm than it'll be doing good. It leaves an opening for another country or dictator to pick up on WineSec. WineSec has changed its name over 3 times, so it gives us an idea that it's been under 3 different ownerships. The most recent time was that, according to ajiz.com, it states that by the order of Congress, the School of Americas was overhauled and reopened. WineSec in 2001. It's happy to receive visitors and is showing nothing to hide. So that was in 2001, and it had been closed 3 times prior to that. It's saying that every time we close it, somebody just reopens it back up. So at least that's always been under America. If we just closed WineSec down for good, who is not to say that another country or dictator is just going to swoop in and come back and try to reopen it under someone who isn't America and can probably do more damage. My next point is uniqueness. So it's in the Western Hemisphere Institute for Security Cooperation, formerly known as the U.S. Army School of the Americas, located in Fort Benning near Columbus in Georgia, that provides military training to government personnel that is U.S. allied in the Latin American nations. This school is accused of having their graduates of killing people and doing horrible crimes. My next subpoint. The plan to close WineSec stops the training of the U.S. military because the graduates are being used to against the enemy and to take other people's lives. In the school, they are mostly taught to protect each other and themselves in favor of our country. People who are doing these terrible crimes are probably doing them to the enemy. So what's happening is people are seeing, well, they're killing, X, Y, and Z amount of people, when it's actually who we're trying to protect ourselves from. So closing down the School of Americas isn't going to stop other people from trying to harm us. It's just going to stop us knowing how to defend ourselves and having to defend our country. My next point is that this taking away WineSec would leave a hole in our schooling of America for the military. It leaves a giant gap for another person to take over. According to the WallStreetDaily.com, China has started to put in billions of dollars into Southern America to provide training and education to the people that are needed in the other countries. So if China takes over, they could train them. They could start taking over WineSec and training people on how they want everything to be ran. If WineSec fell into the country's hands that infringes our constitution, we can't tell them no. It's their way of life. Since China has been investing money, they have a reason to want to take over things in Southern America. So giving up the School of America wouldn't be the first thing. It's the first thing that they're going to want to take if we try to give it up. Secondly, the Southern American countries are now without enforcing a body in drugs and crime, and can run rampant without some entirety there to control it. China has a very strict drug policy. It's included more than just killing people for punishment. According to Fix.com, China has a huge strict no drug policy. China executes 2,000 to 15,000 people a year for just sorted drug offenses. In 2009, for example, a British national was put to death for smuggling heroin, despite the strong objections of the Britain's then Prime Minister, Gordon Brown. If WineSec is closed down and China takes over, the amount of people in Latin America that could just be killed for something as simple as drugs can skyrocket through the roof. The main reason that WineSec should not be closed is that the graduates are going to do what they're learning to help us. They're not always trying to kill each other in horrible ways. Now that we may have a new power like drug lords in other countries enforcing rights and wrongs with each other, the main argument that closing WineSec is to stop the graduates from killing each other. If we close WineSec, we could be causing more deaths than the ones that we're actually committing right now. My last point is that WineSec is located in Georgia. Georgia is not part of Southern America, so if we have to close that down, how much damage is it really going to do to Southern America or Latin America? Is it really going to have a huge impact if we close something down that's in Georgia instead of closing something down that has more impact in Latin America? Alrighty, thank you so much.